So I met Jordi whilst I was out canvassing, and I was immediately impressed by his understanding of politics, both in the island and internationally. And that's why I wanted to present him to you, because he's so exceptional for this island to find someone who's of that age. He's 17? Yeah, about to go to university, study PPE, as he called it, the gentleman's degree. Is that how you described it? Politics, philosophy and economics. And so here's Jordi.
Hi.
Tell me, the first thing is the Gordonston link, which is obviously because there used to be a headmaster here. Headmaster Ron Gordonston was a Jersey man long ago, Prince Charles and taught and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Now you're still at Gordonston, so you're not a product yet. You haven't finished with you. But if this is what Gordonston's done to you, it ought to be the way the education is. It impressive? Is it as impressive as it seems to be in your case?
Yeah, and I think from a politics perspective, the great thing about Gordonston is it provides you with a kind of global outlook. So, and it provides you with an awareness of, you know, how the world works, and almost an obligation to question everything.
Obviously, it has international background to it anyway. It was you were explaining how it was formed.
Yeah.
So it's come out of turmoil. It's been there. It seemed the whole ethos of the place is not conventional.
No, it's not conventional, and you know there's a real emphasis on the outdoors and taking you out of your comfort zone, and so the school motto is actually plus est en vous. There is more in you. So it's, you know, it instills in you a belief that, you know, anything is almost possible. You know.
Your family background here. What sort of background? You're at Gordonston, which is an expensive school. What did you say the fees were now?
So I'm actually on a scholarship that provides people from Jersey actually the opportunity to go.
Right.
But yeah, my family background, you know, my dad's from Jersey, but my mum's from the Philippines, so I've kind of always had that international kind of outlook anyway.
Did you say there is an established scholarship for Jersey, or is it just a one-off that you happen to get it?
Yeah, no. So there is the Billy Butlin scholarship. So it provides, you know, Jersey students with the opportunity to go, or Channel Island students, I should say, to go to.
Now you've been away, you've seen how you're going to. Now that they've seen Paris, so to speak. Now that you've seen Gordonston and Scotland and the wider world. Yeah. Can you cope with Jersey now? Can you deal with it?
But it's weird to kind of come back in holidays and in term times to see kind of this microcosm that, you know, sometimes operates really, really differently from the rest of the world, you know.
They've got a worldly view, because obviously this is one of the aspects. I'm from outside anyway, so I have a slightly different view, I think, of things. There is an election on at the moment.
Yeah.
Have you observed that? Have you taken any interest in what's going on?
So, you know, I'm quite interested in this. You know, we've got something like 10 candidates for one, you know, position in the States, and they're all, what kind of strikes me is that it's not an ideological debate. It's very much a kind of a pragmatic discussion of, you know, specific issues. But, you know, it is interesting to see how the candidates kind of interact with one another.
Of course, it is unusual, as you say, one seat, 10 candidates. There's no monster raving lunar party, for example. They're all very much of the same, the candidates.
Yeah.
If you were to, if any one of them got elected, without being rude to Nick here, I don't think you'd really notice the difference. To a large extent, most of the, I'll exclude Nick from that. He is trying to present a different set of policies. But generally speaking, they all want to say the same nice, polite things, don't they?
Yeah, and you know, I've kind of, they all do want to kind of say similar kind of sounding sound bites almost.
So how would one distinguish between them? I mean, you've got a vote, and you're going to have a postal vote, and you've organised one, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So how are you going to make that decision?
Well, you know, I think it's...
I don't want to influence you, of course.
Yeah. No, I think it kind of in the UK it is easier to decide who to vote for, because
I'm asking about here.
Yeah.
You have got a postal vote. You're
Yeah.
going to have to put a cross somewhere. You've only got one.
Have you ever voted here? You've never
Yeah.
voted?
So I voted in last year's
Oh, did
election.
you?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So because I was 16 then, but you've got to kind of seek the true views from the candidates. But no, it is hard to decide.
And can you see that from what they've presented so far? You've probably looked at their manifestos, you've probably watched them online on vote.je.
Yeah.
I'm probably the only one who's knocked your door.
Mm-hmm.
How on earth are you going to make a determination? Or what sort of factors? Have you got friends, family saying, oh, you've got to vote for such and such a person?
Well, that's the thing. There are no friends, no family that say, vote for this person, vote for that person. It's almost like a sleeper election, almost. Just just kind of happens in the background.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you spoken to any of your sort of school-age friends here now? Because obviously you're at Gordon's, but you're now back here.
Yeah.
When you meet with them, is politics on the agenda, or doesn't it feature?
It is, but the national issues, the big kind of things like Brexit, things like global issues. I don't think local politics doesn't really kind of dominate the discussion, and I don't actually have, I don't think I have many friends that live just in this district. So.
And that's ironic, because at the hustings, we've had 2 hustings so far.
Yeah.
Brexit, for example, is not discussed.
Yeah.
It's not on the agenda. It is really very localised issues.
Yeah.
Feature.
Which I think is a shame, because you do want to seek that kind of worldview from the candidates, and.
Yes,
Yeah.
we wish they would, but they even say, some candidates will say, you have to live in the district to be a candidate. You have to be that insular.
It's that parochial. What we need is more planted questions about Brexit, about the Palestinian issue, about electoral reform. But unfortunately, that hasn't been done.
You see, if the voting public don't feel any interest in that, there's no point in trying to force it on them, is it? If their gut feeling is they're not interested, what can you do? Make people worry about Brexit? Is that the answer? I stood on a platform of Brexit in the 2016.
Yeah.
What will happen to Jersey after Brexit? Nobody was interested.
Yeah, the debate is, or should be, what people want to talk about. So, to an extent, if people aren't interested in those global issues, then it just won't feature in the.
It's a bit like global warming, isn't it? You're trying people to worry themselves sick. Oh, the world's going to end in another 20 years.
Yeah.
We should all be under 20 feet of water. Well, as they know, as the individuals know,
Yeah.
well, what the hell can I do about it? And there's that sort of feeling, isn't there? Well, let's
Yeah.
talk about something we can do something about it. We can have traffic calming. That's something we can deal with,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it the same you're in Scotland, you can't speak for Scotland, but is it the same? Do you get that? Is there more of an awareness there?
Yeah, we live in a school of 600 something, and the nearest town is only 20,000, so smaller than Jersey. But there is in fact the whole county in terms of population is smaller than Jersey. But there is a kind of
What's it called?
So Murray.
Murray.
So there is a kind of, especially within school, there is a kind of a want to talk about things that we don't necessarily have any control over, but it's the debate that is so fascinating.
The thing is, of course, Scottish independence is still on the agenda,
Yeah.
and it depends what happens with Brexit, of course, but it could be even a stronger agenda, couldn't it, to become independent and remain in the European Union. Did you get part in that discussion? Did you take part in that?
Yeah. So I actually invited an SNP MSP into school, and we had a little discussion, and for him, there is still that fight, but I think it's on the back burner with issues like Brexit, and among others.
When you finished at Gordonston, what's the plan?
So hopefully to go to university to study PPE. So
And then?
But not Oxbridge. Why?
No. Well, I had an interview from Oxford, but I didn't get a place.
Right.
So, but yeah.
Why that?
Why?
Why PPE?
Because it's 3 subjects in one, and it kind of provides you with the skill set to do anything. You can go into finance, you can go into law, you can go into civil service. It keeps your options open, but it kind of
Will you be improving your language skills? Do you think it's important?
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
What I forgot to ask you, I meant to ask you, financially, if you're going on to uni, would you be financed from Jersey?
Yeah, I
You
will.
get a full grant?
Yeah, but what I think is interesting is that this kind of grant system as opposed to a loan system. So for me, I'll be able to get the kind of the living cost grant of £7.5
Is it
grand.
payable to you or to your parents, or what?
So it's payable to me.
It's payable to
Yeah.
you. Is it guaranteed for the duration of what you want to do? Because there was some sort of suggestion that
Yeah.
maybe this be a trial period with the current grant scheme. You know, it's guaranteed that you will be grant throughout your term. How long is it? 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years. Yeah. So, but the thing about the grant system is that it is generous, and it does provide us with not having to pay our tuition fees. But in terms of living costs, £7.5 grand.
Right.
If you were going to study in London, for example,
Right.
it wouldn't be enough. But if you're a UK resident, you could be eligible for a living cost loan of up to 11 grand.
You
So there-
suggested if you went to London, you were thinking about, was it LSE, was it?
UCL.
UCL, sorry. And you were thinking, well, you'd have to be selling your labour in McDonald's
Yeah. There would,
to make ends meet.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's the joy of being a student, isn't it? You have to do that. That's what you have to do. Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating talking to you. I could talk for all day.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to tell us before you disappear into the whatever it is? It's a nice sunny day today.
Yeah.
So it's,
No, we hope you don't disappear, that you, as part of your PPE, that you actually come back and study some of the political issues that exist here. This is a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Some empirical
Yeah.
research.
I mean, we were talking about electoral reform. and-
Absolutely, yeah. No one on the hustings wants to discuss it.
absolutely doesn't
Yeah.
come out, doesn't come out.
So-
When you come back to Jersey, they will still have constables in the States, don't worry. Everything will be untouched and safe, nothing will
Yeah.
change. Tradition will prevail. Now that they've introduced Helier into the state's proceedings,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so... Will you come back here as a politician, do you think?
No, I don't think so. No.
Nice talking to you,
No.
thanks
No.
for watching these.
Thank you.
Excellent.